So now we're going to talk about the subconscious level of your mind. The subconscious level of your mind is your long-term permanent memory. It's this deeper part that I've been talking about. It's everything you've ever experienced in life, everything you've ever seen, heard, smelled, tasted, felt, read, everything. We don't forget anything. And we all really do have a good memory, again, unless we've happened to have some kind of brain damage or something. But I like to look at it like it's a timeline of information. So here you are in the present day, and your subconscious mind is everything, every second, everything you've ever experienced, all the way back to about 3 months in your mama's belly. Okay? So imagine you have this really amazing recorder that records sounds and smells and tastes and emotions and feelings and everything in your peripheral vision, all the sounds outside your window. All of this is being picked up using your subconscious, long-term permanent memory. The record button started way back when. So you want to know then that we really don't forget anything. It's all down here, all of it. And what you want to know also is, as I said earlier, we can access this. It's easier to access it when we're in a relaxed state, calm. This is one of the things I help people with test anxiety. I've helped people to pass the bar and stuff like that by being able to relax and let the information come up. So looking at that then, stress, anxiety, worry inhibits the flow of this information. You also want to know that there's an unlimited capacity here. No human being has ever reached their full memory capacity. And we all know that our brains are barely being used. We've all heard that. We all know it. So remembering also, I said at the conscious level of the mind, when we start something new, we're focused on it and we repeat, and then it comes down in here to the subconscious. And then we find it along this timeline. You've done something several times, then here you are in the present day, and it's automatic. Now, so there's good, healthy, beneficial, life-supporting type of thoughts and behaviors and habits and patterns. And then there happens to be unhealthy or non-life-supporting or limiting thoughts, behaviors, habits and patterns. So there's all sorts of stuff here. And you want to know then also that the automatic things like driving a car, answering the phone, those are at this level of the mind too. All habits and behavior patterns exist in our memories all along the timeline of your life. There's a really great tool I use called regression that helps you to go back and identify the beginning of problems. And when you do that, we can shift our perception of them and start to have an understanding at this deeper level to release us from believing we even have to think that way ever to begin with. It's a very powerful tool. So looking at that then, your beliefs are down here also. Beliefs are things that have been repeated over time. It's your mind's working hypothesis. It could be unknown to the conscious mind. What the conclusions are that the subconscious is formulating. There's another really cool thing that happens here also. And associations are made at the subconscious level of your mind without consciously even realizing it. So let's say that every Sunday as a child you went to Grandma's house and she made apple pie and you could smell it in the house, and she was a wonderfully amazing, sweet, loving woman. You walk in the house, she hugged you, she squeezed you, you felt so loved when you went there and you had the smell of apple pie. You may have consciously noticed the smell, or after a while you might have just noticed it subconsciously while you're talking to her and feeling lots of love. Well, you repeat. Subconscious mind makes an association between the feeling of love and the smell of apple pies or apple pie cooking. You could be 30 years old, 50 years old, just be walking past a bakery, driving by, listening to your music and conversation, not even consciously noticing the smell of apple pie. Subconscious picks it up, and there you go, having warm, fuzzy feelings in your body. So smells can trigger memories, sounds can trigger memories, and it's because associations are made at this subconscious level of your mind. Somebody that smokes cigarettes, connections between I need a cigarette when I wake up in the morning, after a meal, when I'm stressed, when I'm angry, when I'm happy, when I'm drinking, all of these different things. So that's subconscious associations. Belief systems are down here. As I said earlier, emotions are down here also. And you want to know that because these things are so strongly reinforced, it can seem like the subconscious mind is protective. It's hard to break into this. But you can, with repetition at the conscious level, or coming in here using an authority that you understand and respect, and they give you some good advice and information, or also using tools like hypnosis and meditation and things like that. You get in here. So, you can access this state of mind in a relaxed state. And it comes in many different forms and fashions. I call my way of getting in there, or the tool that I use, hypnosis or hypnotherapy. There's another area of experience that I'd like to chat with you about. So if we've got the conscious, the subconscious, the unconscious, there seems to be a part of you that is like an observer of all this. That now that I've brought it to your awareness, that your conscious mind can wander off, that you could be caught up in patterns that have been reinforced and just are triggered through associations, that there's a part of you that's like an observer, and it's beyond thought. If you've ever had or done any type of meditation, if you've ever done hypnosis, you recognize that there's a state of being that's beyond thought. When all of a sudden the chatterbox just wanders off and thoughts start to fade, kind of like clouds fading in the sun and the sky, dissipating. As thoughts dissipate, there's a point of just being, observing. And this is what I would consider the spiritual self. So because I have evolved to the point of helping people recognize the connection between mind and body, I also have now brought in the spirit as well. Mind, body, spirit. And you've heard about the three all the time. So beyond the mind, beyond thought, this truly is the real you. We get out of the chatterbox and we just exist and be. You'll find that there's a wonderful peace there, a loving, relaxed feeling about self, life, situations, our performance in a sport, our performance on a test, all of these things. It's the essence of your true self, your spiritual self. So the more that we release our mental blocks, negative thoughts, chatterbox, the way that we release the ways that we view ourselves and others and life in a negative way, and we just start to live in the present moment and be present, the more that we are able to connect with and experience the flow of this amazing power. It's a feeling of energy kind of zapping through the body. It's, as some people may even call, a higher power or connecting with God, however you understand that to be. And so there's an encouragement then to experience life free of the analytical chatterbox that could potentially get us in trouble, where you become an observer of that level of your mind and free yourself from having to believe everything that it analyzes and rationalizes. Some people call this a spiritual awakening, when they've been able to move beyond worries, fears, criticisms, judgments, and all of these different things. So having compassion, acceptance, peace, being a loving observer of your thoughts, of yourself, where you are now in your life, of others, where they are now in their lives, and just in life in general. This is one of the things that I will coach you into and experience, so you can apply this way of being to every aspect of your life. And if you're coming to me for sports improvement, you'll be amazed at how you can tap into then being in the zone where you're not overanalyzing things and forcing your will. So there's a really great energy that you also experience in your physical body, and it feels like a natural high, an intense good energy that some may call love, and that flows when we have less resistance from our conscious analytical mind. Again, it can therefore be accessed in the deep relaxed states of meditation, hypnosis, yoga nidra, or anything else that has a label for being able to get into that relaxed state.